Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on how Sussex supports students to thrive. My name is Christoph Walder, and I work in the international office here at Sussex, and I'm delighted to be leading today's webinar. Today, we're going to be talking about a range of topics. So, firstly, academic support, health and well-being, the sports offering at Sussex, the benefits of on-campus accommodation. Then I'll touch on work, so part-time work, career support, and employability prospects. Then I'll talk a little bit about the Students' Union, all the clubs we have, the societies. And then at the end, there'll be time for questions and answers. If you have questions during the presentation, I would really appreciate if you could use the Q&A function in Zoom, not the chat, because you'll notice it's just me presenting, and the chat can get a little bit chaotic. So if you have a question during the presentation, please put it in the Q&A section on Zoom. And at the end, we'll have time anyway. I'll ask people if you have questions. And then before we go, I'm going to share contact details in case you have queries. And I'm also going to show you the previous webinars that we held, including the links, so that you can rewatch old webinars in case you missed them. Because today is actually the final webinar in this pre-arrival series. We've had 5 or 6, and today is the final one. As always, I will share the recording and I will share the slides and any relevant resources in the days following the webinar. So don't feel like you have to write everything down. You can just listen actively, fully, and you will receive the slides and the recording in a couple of days. So, first, let's talk about the academic support. So at Sussex, we support you to thrive academically in a wide range of ways. So it goes without saying that whatever course you're doing and whatever modules you've chosen within that course, there is support built into those courses and those modules. So you will be taught by some fantastic academics, and even if one of your modules is delivered in a lecture hall, for example, with maybe 100 other students, that doesn't mean you can't access the lecturer. Don't worry, you can still meet with them either in small groups or in private during their office hours. So I want to reassure you that the academics at Sussex are very, very approachable, and it's very easy to find out when their office hours are. And during those office hours, you can just turn up and they will take the time to speak with you and they can support you in any way you need. Next up, we have ELAS, which stands for English Language for Academic Study. So most of you, I'm sure, speak fantastic English, but it might be that actually studying at bachelor's level or at master's level and writing essays in English is still quite challenging, and that's fine. We have this ELAS group here to help you. So I won't talk about it too much, but basically, when you arrive here at Sussex, you can get support in how to write academically in English. The library also runs lots of workshops which can help you with your academic skills. So they run workshops on how to do research, how to write essays, and all sorts of different things. So if you feel like you're slightly lacking in those areas, don't worry, go to the library, look at the notice board, the physical notice board in the library foyer, or on the library website, the digital notice board, and you can sign up to these free workshops to help you develop your academic skills. And then finally, we have the relatively new student center. It's a gorgeous building, really modern, state-of-the-art space, purely for students. The building itself is open 24/7. Um, and in that building, you'll find a reception. And if you talk to the receptionist, they'll be able to tell you about some of the support we have available. One of the things I like the sound of is the study sessions, where people who maybe know that they are prone to being distracted or struggle to focus, they need a little bit of accountability. They like going to the student center for these group study sessions where people study together. It's a very sort of in silence but together kind of focused study atmosphere. It's really, really nice. So if you struggle to self-motivate and you struggle to get your head down, this can be a really good thing for you. And the last thing I want to say is we have an absolutely fantastic library with all the resources you'll need to succeed in your studies. And during exam period, the library is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you're having to pack in that last minute revision, don't worry, you will be able to do that. So that is a snapshot of some of the academic support we have available. And I think this leads nicely to health and well-being. So we want our students to be happy and heard and feel at home. It's really important to us, and we are super proud to have been named the happiest university in the UK in the UniFresher Happiest University Guide 2027. It's actually the second year this has happened. So yeah, Sussex is a happy place to come to. And that's partly because we take such good care of our students. So you probably know this already, but I will just reiterate that international students, as part of their immigration process, are required to pay the immigration health surcharge, sometimes just referred to as IHS. This gives international students access to our National Health Service, sometimes called the NHS, which means you can basically use the National Health Service just like a British person, just like a local citizen. And this is on campus and off campus as well. So once you've paid that surcharge, you are basically treated in terms of health like a British citizen. You can register at a doctor's, you can walk into a hospital and receive treatment, and that will be free of charge because you've already contributed to the health service through the health surcharge. So a few things I wanted to highlight is that on campus, we have just opened a brand new swanky health center. It is a gorgeous building. I went in the other day. It's really nice. There are loads of doctors there, GPs, ready to attend the students. And we also have some trained mental health practitioners. Now, we know that there are challenges with being a student, navigating studies and life can be difficult. So we have people there ready to help if needed. And this new health center is really lovely. It's a calm and just very clean and serene space. So if you need it, that is right there on the campus and available for you to use. We have therapy services available, so it's free. We have confidential short-term therapy services, either one-to-one with a therapist, or we also run group educative workshops. So it depends what style you prefer, up to you. I mentioned our student center, which is a fantastic building. You can go there if you have any problems, and there are student advisors there who are trained staff, and they can point you in the direction of whichever service it is you might need. We have also the chaplaincy inside the meeting house, which is if you have questions about faith or religion or spirituality, or if you just want a break and you want to sit somewhere quiet, go to the meeting house and you will find what you need. We also have a Sussex Opportunity Hub. I put this here under health and well-being because really taking part in things, extracurricular things, co-curricular things, outside of your studies and just making friends and being in contact with other people and being outside is so good for you. And we have this opportunity hub where all these opportunities, everything that's happening on campus, uh, is listed. So it tells you when there are workshops, when there are activities, when there are game nights. Sometimes we have puppies come onto campus, so you can have cuddles with puppies. We have organized walks into the countryside. There are all sorts of things happening. And the Opportunity Hub is where they're all listed. And this is when I sort of encourage you to take charge of your own health and well-being. You're here to study, we understand that. Maybe you have a part-time job, I'll talk about this later, but your schedule can get busy and it's really important that you take time to do things which are just for fun, just for relaxation. So make sure you check out the Opportunity Hub. The final thing I want to mention is the new Sussex Food Wallet. I think parents in particular really, really like this. It's a preloaded card, digital card on an app, and you can upload money onto it, and this money can be spent in the various cafes and restaurants on campus. And depending on how much you load, if you load a small amount, you'll get 5% for free. And if you load a large amount, you'll get 25% for free. And if you wanted, you could theoretically pay for all of your meals for the whole year in advance. And then you never need to pay when you go for food. You can just scan your food wallet and it will just deduct it from your preloaded amount. I think parents really like this because they just know that their child or their relative, has the money to eat well and is well fueled for studying, socializing, etc. So yeah, I will share these slides with you, and all these bits in blue are hyperlinks, so you can click on them and you can find out more. Very closely linked to health and well-being is the campus setting. So our students say that they love the green campus. If you look at the two images at the top, we have lots of green grass, and in spring we have beautiful cherry blossom, which explodes and comes to life, that big burst of pink. And students say that they find this environment really nice and really relaxing. And that's the benefit of being, the campus university, slightly out of the city centre, away from the busyness, and just a place where you can relax and focus. Um, the Sussex campus is one of the only university campuses in the UK to be next to a national park. So if you look at the aerial photo in the bottom left, you can see that it's a really green place, and we are also near the seaside. So we have the coast, and students like, going down to the beach. Right now it's summertime. We're in the middle of a heat wave. So it is really nice to be able to go and cool down in the sea and just look at the horizon and relax. So in terms of health and well-being, I think Sussex campus and Brighton as a city is very well located. Okay, I've just looked in the chat, in the Q&A, sorry, and Rushika has asked a question. Could you please let me know the cost of the immigration health surcharge and explain how I can access the NHS service on campus? Now that is a fantastic question. So the exact price of the surcharge, I'm not sure exactly. And it depends if you're a undergraduate or postgraduate anyway. So what I recommend is just go online, go on Google and search immigration health surcharge UK. And you'll find on the UK government website, you'll find all of the information, including the price and how to apply. You need to do this in order to get your visa. And once you arrive here, you've got your visa, you arrive here, you will need to register at the doctors. And I think actually we will email you this information even before you arrive. So you can do the first part of registering for the doctors before you arrive. And then when you come and collect your student card in late September, you'll be able to do the second part of the process in person and you'll be fully registered to use the GP, the doctors on campus. Um, and I really recommend that you register early on in September or in October to the doctors because you don't want to wait until you feel sick to suddenly need the doctors, yeah? So do it when you arrive in September when you're feeling fresh, and then if you ever need it, then there won't be any problems. You can just walk into the GP and hopefully get an appointment quickly. So I hope that answers your question, Rishika. Also closely linked to health and well-being is sport. Sport is a great way to unwind and stay healthy and make friends, which all contributes to our well-being and our happiness. So at Sussex, you can play a range of sports, either competitively. So if you're an elite athlete, great, you'll be able to compete in competitions, or you can play just for fun, Maybe you're not very competitive, but you just enjoy a bit of football or a bit of volleyball or a bit of badminton for fun. That's also fine. We can cater for everyone, and we have really great facilities on campus. There are three main ones I want to tell you about today. First is the Active Arches, located just next to the Student Centre. You can do yoga in our studio, which is a very calm place. You can also do small group personal training sessions, maybe if you want to get a little bit fitter. And we do low impact stretching sessions for, people maybe who are new to exercising or people who are recovering from an injury, for example. We have a scheme called Active Us. Us, obviously, US, University of Sussex, Active Us, where we really encourage our students to stay active because we know it's really beneficial to your studies if you stay healthy. So we offer sports sessions at very, very low cost. So I encourage you, once you get these slides, click on Active Us and you'll be able to see the types of things which are available. We also have the Sussex Sports Centre, which is just on the edge of campus as you come in. And we have multi-purpose sports halls for badminton, table tennis, basketball, indoor football, etc. That's what you can see in the top right-hand corner. We have fitness rooms, which is a gym, indoor cricket nets, dance studio, martial arts studio, and we have an injury clinic as well if you've hurt yourself. So that's the Sussex Sports Centre. And then separately, in another part of campus, slightly up the hill, we have the Falmer Sports Complex. I was here just the other day because that's where we keep the mountain bikes. In the summer, we do mountain biking in the countryside, and they're kept at the Falmer Sports Complex. It's an incredible space where you'll find a strength and conditioning room, an outdoor fitness area for pull-ups and things like that. We have 6 tennis courts, and we have loads of artificial pitches for things like American football, rugby, hockey, and other sports as well. And then we have grass pitches. We love cricket here in Sussex. We also play football and rugby. And we have an artificial cricket wicket as well. So, yeah, basically, what I'm trying to convey here is we encourage you to stay active, and there is something for everyone. A wide range of sports at a wide range of levels as well. We have an agreement with various swimming pools in the city of Brighton, which allow our students to swim at low cost. So if you're a swimmer and you want to swim lengths in a pool, you can go to one of those pools, and when you show your student card, you'll get a big discount. Moving on to on-campus accommodation. So, on the Sussex campus, we have lots and lots of different accommodation blocks available. And my personal recommendation, at least in the first year, is to live on campus. There are lots of benefits to this. These are accommodation blocks which are managed by the university. And first and foremost, it's really, really convenient. You are always within walking distance of your lectures, the library, the campus cafes, and the campus sports facilities. So everything you need is within a 15-20 minute walk, basically, wherever you live on campus. So just in terms of convenience, I think it's great. And at least for the first year that you're at Sussex, it really makes your life easier. If you live in university managed accommodation, all of your bills are included. That means that your weekly rent covers utilities such as water, electricity, internet. It also means you have a cleaner come and clean your accommodation, and you have contents insurance. So your belongings inside the building are insured. So again, it saves the hassle of having to set up, bills with companies. You don't have to worry about any of that. From the first day you arrive, everything is sorted. And it avoids dealing with private landlords. There are plenty of good landlords in Brighton, but not all of them are very good. So at least here you avoid private landlords completely. Of course, if you do want to rent privately in Brighton, that's absolutely fine. And our housing team can actually support you with this also. So we don't force you to live on campus, it's just a recommendation. Another benefit of living on campus is we have our own dedicated security team patrolling the campus 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And, if you have any problems at all, you can call them and they will come. And, if anything breaks or, any issues, we're very quick to come and solve the problem. So, I think that's definitely a benefit. Once you get these slides, you'll be able to click on these links. So I've included a link to all the accommodation options. You can browse by each block. You can see the price. You can see where it's located. You can see what type of rooms are in there. And for each block, you can take a virtual tour. There are videos which are about 2 minutes long each, and it's someone walking through each accommodation block. So if you haven't chosen yet, I suggest taking the time to watch the videos so that you can get a feel and decide which one is the right one for you. And I've also put a link here to the housing guide, which explains how you apply, how it all works, how you move in, and so on. I recommend you apply before 31st of July because if you do so, we guarantee on-campus accommodation. If you apply after 31st of July, there's still a good chance that you would get accommodation on campus, but we can't guarantee it. It's until the accommodation is full. So yeah, our guarantee to you is if you apply by 31st of July, you will get on-campus accommodation. So, part-time work. Um, There are many working opportunities for students, for Sussex students. We have jobs on campus, such as student ambassador, student connector, student mentor, working in the student union, working in the library. There are loads of jobs on campus. These are paid, they are part-time, and they are flexible around your studies. You can also find jobs off campus, for example, in the city of Brighton. Um, Brighton is a medium-sized city which is famous for having loads and loads of cafes and restaurants and bars. So if you want to work in the hospitality sector, there's lots of options. Some of our students work in health and social care. Some of our students become teachers or tutors to young people in the local area. So yeah, plenty of paid opportunities there as well. And finally, you can do volunteering as well. Although this isn't paid, it looks good on a CV. It's a nice way to give back to the local area, and it's a great way to develop skills. So you might give up a few hours a week in a charity shop. I know some of our students support local NGOs by giving up their time. So yeah, plenty of volunteering opportunities also. So how does Sussex support you? Well, we know that lots of students want to work part-time or need to work part-time. So we have various ways of helping you. The first way we help you is actually by giving you free access to a platform called Jumpstart. Jumpstart is a online tool set up by a company called Student Circus, and we pay for this service and we give it to our students. It's specifically for international students, and we give it to you before you arrive at Sussex. It's designed to help you understand and navigate the job market. So it is available for undergraduate applicants who have put Sussex as their firm choice. If you're an undergraduate and you've put Sussex as your firm choice already, you are allowed to access Jumpstart for free. For postgraduate applicants, you get access to Jumpstart after you have paid your deposit. So if you have already paid your deposit, you have access to Jumpstart. To access Jumpstart, you need a special link and you need an access code. Okay? So if you meet any of the criteria I just told you and you don't have Jumpstart yet, you can send me a WhatsApp message and I will give you the details. My WhatsApp details are on the final slide of this presentation. So Jumpstart helps you before you arrive in the UK. It teaches you about what a UK CV should look like, what the job market is like, and it has job listings. So you can start applying to part-time jobs in and around Sussex even before you arrive. Yeah, so we support you from now until September to get things ready. And then once you arrive at Sussex, we have loads of support. So we have a career hub, which is an online platform, and that lists hundreds of jobs, hundreds of part-time jobs on and off campus. These kinds of jobs I've listed on the left. So when you arrive and you pick up your student card, you'll get your login details to the career hub and you can start browsing vacancies. We have a careers and entrepreneurship team on campus who can help you with your CV and they can help you with interview preparation. They will help you not only during your studies, so during the course of your degree, but also for 3 years after graduation. So as a Sussex graduate, even if you stay in the UK or even if you go back to your home country or you go to a different country, you can still book meetings with our careers consultants and they will help you finding jobs. So that's something we're quite proud of. Now, I want to manage your expectations a little bit. As an international student, you will probably only be allowed to work 20 hours per week maximum. To be honest, even working 20 hours is too much because you're here for your studies, you need to focus on your studies, there's a lot of studying to be done. So, but legally, in terms of immigration, you must not exceed 20 hours. And it's your responsibility to make sure that you remain under that 20 hours per week threshold. It's really, really important. Otherwise, you can have problems with the immigration office. So, yeah, make sure you never work more than 20 hours per week. I also want to mention that the money earned from part-time work, it can help with small daily expenses like maybe groceries, going to the cinema, a new pair of shoes. Yeah, it can help with those things, but it will not be enough to cover your tuition fees, and it will not be enough to cover the accommodation costs. Okay? Most of you will know that as part of the immigration process, you must be able to prove that you already have sufficient funds to support yourself in terms of tuition and in terms of accommodation. So if you're having an interview with the immigration officer, don't tell them that you are going to fund yourself through part-time work because this is not allowed. Okay? You must be able to prove that you have the funds in your bank to support yourself even without part-time work. Okay. So this is part-time work, which is not necessarily linked to your degree. It's not specialized in your subject area. These are just jobs as a way of gaining a little bit of money and a little bit of experience. We also have fantastic career support, so support really linked to the industry or the sector that you want to work in. So we place strong emphasis on preparing students for employment after graduation, and many courses at Sussex offer ways to gain practical experience. So our students benefit from opportunities for internships, and this is particularly the case in the business school, but I know that some of the other faculties also have internships opportunities. And we often set you real world projects so that what you're learning isn't just theoretical, but you get to apply it to real world projects, which looks great on a CV and gives you a lot to talk about in interviews. I mentioned the career support, which lasts during your degree and the 3 years after. And all of our courses have been designed with skills in mind. So whether you're studying media or business or clinical psychology, the modules within that course are all designed to give you the skills needed to then go and work in that industry. So by the time you graduate, you will be able to confidently say and show that you've developed the skills needed to enter that sector. Sussex is 15th in the UK for employment outcomes, and we have a graduate employment rate of 92.9%. And we're really proud of that, and that is partly thanks to our award-winning careers and employability team. So when you arrive at Sussex and you get all of your login details and so on, I really encourage you to book a meeting with one of those consultants. At the bottom here, you can see that last month we hosted a webinar called How to Boost Your Success in the Job Market. If you missed it, you can just click on the link and you will be able to watch the recording. So that is our career support. Adedeji asks, if you have paid a substantial amount of your tuition fee, can the money you earn from part-time job be enough to cover the remainder of your tuition fee? So, no. So you will, in order to come here, and this is not just Sussex, this is all universities, you will need to be able to prove that you can already afford your tuition fees, sorry. So don't tell the immigration officer that you will pay for some of it and then work for the rest. Don't do that because they won't accept that. Yeah. Part-time jobs, part-time income is really just to help with little day-to-day expenses. It will not be suitable for tuition fees or for accommodation, I'm afraid. This is a UK immigration rule, not a Sussex rule. Okay, I'm conscious of time, so I want to tell you a little bit about the Students' Union. We call it the SU. It's a charity and it is separate and independent from the university. It's a democratic, student-focused organization. It represents students within the university and the wider community, and it aims to improve the experience that students have while studying at Sussex. The SU is based in a building called Falmer House, and it is home to over 180 student societies, sometimes called clubs. And these include a wide range of clubs, for example, Dog Walking Society, Harry Potter Society, Board Game Society, Film Society, Running Society. Whatever you're interested in, there is probably a society for you. Those of you from India will immediately recognize this photo of Holi. We celebrate all sorts of things on campus, and this is often done through the student union. So the student union is a great place to just connect with other people, people from your country, people from other countries, local people, and just take part in the things that interest you. It can be related to your subject, or it can be completely random, maybe a little bit nerdy. That's absolutely fine. We celebrate that here. Whatever you're into, you will find people who are also into it, and you'll be able to do it together. The link at the bottom, you can click on it and you'll see the 180 societies listed. I recommend you have a look before you arrive. And if you can't find the society you're looking for, you can't find the one for you, do not worry because you can set it up when you arrive. The student union is for students by students. So, the Harry Potter Society exists because a group of students said, hey, we love Harry Potter. Let's get together and watch Harry Potter films and talk about Harry Potter books. So they set up that society themselves, and now it's been running for years. So yeah, if you have a niche interest that you're passionate about, you can set up a society. So that's it for the main part of the presentation. I've noticed that lots of people have been posting in the Q&A, so I am going to go through and try and answer the questions one by one. So the first question is, how will I be able to access this slide from Anish? So Anish, in a couple of days, tomorrow or the day after probably, you will receive an email from Zoom and these slides will be in that email, as well as the recording and lots of useful information. So don't worry, these slides will arrive in your inbox in a couple of days. Okay, I have another question from Abdul Nasser. What is the deadline for submitting an application for on-campus accommodation? The deadline for guaranteed on-campus accommodation is 31st of July, but you can apply for on-campus accommodation throughout August also. What should I do if I've not received an offer before arriving at this university? I'm not sure exactly what you mean. An offer to study or an offer for accommodation? Um, yeah, I'm not sure about that part of the question. Can I submit the accommodation request before receiving my CAS? Yes. So um, we invite offer holders to apply for accommodation even before they get their CAS, but your accommodation will only get confirmed once you get your CAS. Is it possible for a healthy student to apply for a studio room, and what are the conditions? So I think you're asking this question because studios are usually reserved for students with some form of disability or additional need. So usually the studios go to students who need it the most. If there are studios left over, then maybe you'll be able to access one, Abdul Nasser, but that would be at the discretion of the housing team. So I suggest you contact the housing team to ask them directly, and I'll be showing their email address on the next slide. Anonymous person has asked, is there a gym in the university? Absolutely, yes. We have a really, really good gym at the university, and we have discounted memberships for students. We have the bronze membership, silver membership, gold membership, depending on how much you want to use it and at what times. But yes, we have fantastic gym, and our students love using them. So when you arrive in September, you'll see everywhere advertised the gym membership, and you can go to the sports center and you can ask them about it, and they will get you signed up and doing an induction in no time. Another anonymous attendee asked, how much time will it take to get CAS once you share your FAL with sponsors team of university? So you may have noticed that the admissions team and the various teams across the university are very, very busy at the moment. So turnaround time is a little bit slower than we would like. I can't give you an exact amount. I just ask everyone for your patience with the various teams. They're processing if you send them a request, they are dealing with it, but they're dealing with a little bit of a backlog. So I can't give you an idea of time, I'm afraid, but I just kindly ask for your patience. They're trying their best to get back to everyone in a timely manner. Uh, Shredak says, I made my tuition fee deposit last week. My bank sent it in the wrong currency, but it's being resolved. Will it affect when I get my cash? Probably it will delay your CAS a little bit. I think we will have to wait for the currency issue to be resolved. But as soon as we receive the money in the right currency, we will mark your deposit as paid and you will start the CAS process. So it's really down to your bank and how quickly they can resolve the issue, Shredak. So Barat asks a really good question. What support is available during the first few weeks after arriving in the UK? So, uh, I need to get my dates right, so I'm going to look at my calendar. Bear with me. So, I believe that most courses will begin around Monday, the 28th of September. So the week before that will be Welcome Week, sometimes called Freshers Week. So the week commencing the 21st will be Welcome Week. And during Welcome Week, it's amazing. The atmosphere is so good on campus, and you will basically get to learn about how everything works because there'll be stalls out all over the campus, and you'll learn about the societies and the clubs and the sports, and there will be games being organized and all sorts. So basically, that week of the 21st of September, there'll be all sorts of fairs and things happening all across campus, and you'll receive, information about it, and it'll be on social media, and it will be physically displayed on the campus, where you will get to, yeah, find out how Sussex works, meet your fellow students, and all that. On top of that, we this year have introduced a special arrival period specifically for international students. I believe it starts on Thursday the 17th until Sunday the 20th. So we are encouraging international students to arrive even before Welcome Week. So we're encouraging you to arrive between the 17th and the 20th of September. And during this time, the home students, the local students, will not be on campus. This gives international students the chance to arrive when it's a bit quieter, move into your accommodation first, get settled, get oriented, and during this time, we will guide you, we will support you, because we know that you're coming from far away. You're coming from India, Nigeria, Turkey, Kazakhstan, and it can be daunting and overwhelming being far away from home. So during that special international arrivals period, we pick you up from the airport if you are coming to Gatwick or Stansted. We drive you by coach to the campus. We show you to your accommodation. We put on free dinners, free lunches, games so that you make friends in the first few days. We organize trips out into the countryside, to the city. We even take students to the supermarket to show you how a UK supermarket works. So there really is a lot of support when you arrive. Okay. I'm just looking at the questions. There are a lot of questions, and I only have about 5 minutes remaining, so I'll try my best. So, lots of people are asking about very specific questions about accommodation. I understand at this time of year, you've got your offer, maybe you've got your CAS, and you want to secure your accommodation. I suggest you contact the housing team directly because some of these questions are very specific to individual cases. On the next slide, I will show the housing email address. Richard asked a question. Does the maximum amount of hours to work per week include both paid and unpaid work opportunities? I believe it does. I believe volunteering is also included in the 20 hours, but I'm not sure. I suggest that you email the International Advice Team. I will show you their email address on the next slide, Richard. How is the tuition fee payment schedule typically structured for international postgraduate students, and how are fees handled for those with scholarships? So, that's a question from Paridi. So, typically, you pay your tuition fees either completely upfront, so 100% before you arrive online, or you can pay 50% before and you can pay 50% after you arrive. Um, Again, this is something that you might want to discuss with the finance team. And how are fees handled for those with scholarships? Usually, scholarships are in the form of a tuition fee reduction. So the reduction usually has already been included on your CAS letter, and you just don't pay that amount. It's not that you pay the full amount and we refund you. In general, it's just a fee reduction. So that's how the scholarships work. Okay. I think that most of the questions coming through are about accommodation and cash shield. I can see Bumanjai has a question, so I will allow you to talk. Bumanjai, hello. Do you have a question? Your hand is raised, so I assume you have a question. Please feel free to come off mute and to ask your question. Okay, I don't know why you have your hand raised. I will move on. So I mentioned earlier that we have been running various webinars over the last couple of months, and they're on a range of topics. The first one was a general introduction to Sussex. The second one was specifically about how to apply for the visa. The third one was specifically about work and the job market and success in the job market. And then a few weeks ago, I did a pre-arrival briefing, everything you need to know, for example, how to get to campus and things like that, what to pack, what to expect. So if you weren't in those webinars, I highly recommend watching the recording. I will share this slide, and all you have to do is click on the title, and that will take you to the recording on YouTube. Now, some of you have questions which are very, very specific to your case. I'm not going to answer them now. So, first, I want to say that we are dealing with a really large amount of inquiries right now. So, really, my plea to you is please first try and find the answer to your question on the Sussex website. The search bar in the top right-hand corner is really good. So if you have a question about accommodation, for example, type accommodation in the search bar and see what comes up. Read the pages. I know some of them are quite long, but please try and read before you reach out to us, okay? If you have a question about visa, type visa in the search bar. If you have a question about societies, type society in the search bar. Use it a little bit like Google and see what you find. If after genuinely searching for the answer to your question, you cannot find the answer, here are some useful email addresses. We have the undergraduate admissions team here. We have the postgraduate admissions team. And then for accommodation, we have the housing team. The international advice team, which focuses mostly on visas and immigration and what you're allowed to do and not allowed to do in the UK, they don't use an email address, they use a contact form. So click on this link and you'll be able to contact them through the form. And then finally, if you have other inquiries or more general inquiries, I suggest you contact the relevant international officer. For example, myself, I'm the international officer for South and Central Asia, which includes Turkey, but not India. You can email me to the email address on there. Or if you're from the Middle East or Africa or Pakistan, you can email my colleague Khalid, and his email is there. Finally, if you're from India, we have a wonderful India team based in India, and they will be best placed to support you. And their email address is there as well. Some of you are applying for an agent, so if you have a question, sometimes it's better to channel it through the agent. They might know the answer already, or they might have a direct line to the right person or the right department. So that's all we have time for today. I know that lots of people have questions, but we don't have time. So please look on the website or contact the relevant department. I hope you found this useful. It's been a real pleasure for me, and hopefully it has got you excited and looking forward to coming to Sussex. So I wish you all a wonderful rest of the day, and I look forward to hopefully seeing some of you in September.